Welcome back to Space Engineers, part 2 of our exciting mining ship build. And I have also built 6 more of these wind turbines out here. I try to keep them away from our landing zone, right? Just so that we don't end up, crashing into them. Or just, why keep it tight, right? So that should be, I think, plenty. I haven't even hopped in myself to take a look. There we go, F. Right, so if we come in here and we hit K and we look at our batteries, let's see, how are we doing now? If you watched the last episode, it was, 21 minutes will be charged up, and we're just at 60%, so that's not too bad, right? Like, certainly a lot better than we were getting before. Current input, 1.19 megawatts, so that's good. We're not putting out too much at this moment. Let's hop back out. So what I would like to do now is take a look at this thing. And I think I might even I don't want to build too much. I don't want to hover. We really are low on ice. And I'd like to just make sure I don't run out of hover ability. It's one of the reasons I built all these things now, because they would be like a real pain to build if I didn't have any more hydrogen. How much hydrogen do I have? See, I only have 35% in this bottle. And I got one more bottle. So we really need to go get some ice one way or the other. So what I was looking at is, I think the next thing to do is to put the drills on the front. And I have a debate in my mind, like, do we put just 3 across here, or do we put 4, like 1 in each corner? So the last drill I definitely want to cover like this point over here. So let's go up here. We're going to want to go to our conveyor. Let's put on our tab, right? And then I think we want an 8 here, right? Just to get started. All right, so that's a conveyor connector, and then I'll do a 6. Yeah, we want it to be almost so that we could drill straight in without having to do too much. I'm thinking maybe we just do like 3, right? Like 1 in the middle here, and then, but we have to stay out of the jet blast of these things, right? So if we just started out with 3, we could always add more if we thought, right? Like, I don't want to end up in the jet blast, so we'll have to kind of work around that. So let's come back over here and put one of these conveyors facing down, and then another one of these. All right, and then we'll do one of these. Not one, but, oh, I hit the wrong surface. All right. And then the drill itself could go like right here, as long as it's not sticking up into that. Well, we could do a little experiment to see if that's going to be a problem. All right, so let's try it. If it gets damaged, it gets damaged, I guess. Oops, too much. Let's go over here. All right, so we should be able to, got the drill set up. Right, and then, which way is that? Now we want to turn them. Nope. Yeah, like this. Right. Now each one of those weighs 3,000 or 1,000 pounds. So, yeah, look, it's below the jet wash, right? Good. All right, so let's see what it takes to weld those up. Large steel tubes. More construction components. More steel plates. So large steel tubes. Oops, I don't know if we have enough. Let's make 20 more of those. We said more construction components. We got a lot of those. Put 100 in here. And, well, let's just keep wrong way. All right, what are we missing? Anything? Computer. Yeah, we need more large steel tubes. Might as well run over to here. I missed. Oh, come on. Alright, so we're going to need 5. And I could have stayed there and got steel plates. Oh, we didn't get the computer. So 3 computers, right? And yeah, we have the stuff to do the conveyors up. Now, just so you know, I put these on the bottom as opposed to the top because if you think about it, I don't want to tilt down too much because down's going to be a problem. But if I tilt back, I'm kind of okay, right? Because we're going to be going down into a tunnel. So I'll mine like this, turning a little bit side to side, but we're kind of wide enough to cover the side to side. See how we're, tucked in there? So if we go up and down, then the middle one will just, it'll just help make everything faster. And we won't have to go as far side to side. We can cut in a little bit tighter. So let's weld these up. All right, and then jump up there. Hover up there. Now these tubes are fairly tough, right? But I don't really like to count on them holding the drills just in case one of them gets, you don't want your drill breaking off. So I do like to put at least a little bit more of a block here. Oop, let's go 3, right? So we'll just put a block there. Hopefully that'll help hold that on a little bit. All right, and then yeah, we can't really put a block. We could put a block off the front here. Oh, yeah, see, that should help hold that one. We'll make it a little even looking. Let's hover over to this one. And then we'll just, to make it, like I said, even, we'll put another one there. And that, I think, will hold on to that. I don't really know if we did much of anything with that. And then we'll go here. All right, so that should help protect it and keep it from falling off. If nothing else, it'll protect anything from getting into that thing. And then another thing we could probably use here, now that I'm thinking of it, is let's just search for a light. We want a spotlight, right? And let's flip it around so it faces the right direction. Can I just run and jump? Oh, yeah. Yep, I can. Okay. I probably could have welded that up a little bit. All right. There we go. So we need some large steel tube. Can I just run across those, I wonder? Might be able to. So yeah, so I need a large steel tube and a couple of bulletproof glass. But there we go. So that's kind of the front of our ship as far as that goes. Now the only other thing we need, I think, is a bit more protection. Let's see, can I run? Yeah, okay, I could have run across those. So let's go ahead and, not that. All right, we want to make sure. Yeah, right. I mean, that should stop most things from getting in at that motor. And then we'll do the same thing over here. right? And then, yeah, I don't want to be hitting our cargo container either. Yeah, can I build down there? No. Okay. All right, let's put a ramp. Oh, I put the ramp the wrong way. Oh, now it goes the right way. All right, saved me a little bit of hovering. And then I think if we do something like that, can I put another one? Yep, that'll help hold the motor in, and that's, let's see, how is it this way? Yeah, see, so anything that comes to hit from this side, you know, won't hopefully be able to get right to that. I think we'll just keep going right around, and then we want to protect the back here a bit. Yeah, let's go over here, right? All right, sort of put in the minimum that we know would help protect, and then we can be above that. Yeah, let's just keep going around with our scaffolding. All right, so we'll do the same thing here. All right, that would protect that, and then this. All right, would help protect that corner. It's getting uglier as we go. Yeah, I don't like that that blocks our view so much. I think what I might do is, put a block up there. All right, let's do. Can I jump from here? Yes. Get rid of that one. Yeah, we'll do the same thing over here. By the way, this is why guys turn off the jetpack, right? Because this becomes a lot more challenge. Oops. All right, so we're going to do something like that. And I could probably even let's put another one here. And then let's get rid of this one. And we'll do this. Barely made it. And then, all right, we'll do one there. Right, looks slightly better. Still kind of blocking my view, but so's that motor at that point. And that should be fairly strong for hitting anything, you know, in the front. Now the cockpit's kind of stuck up a little bit, but I don't worry about hitting the cockpit because we can really see that well. It's really more the tail end that we're going to do a lot of damage to. So let's see, let's get up here. Can we, yeah, good. Now what we want to do is kind of protect. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think it affects anything to have these blocked, right? And we can kind of jump down here. All right, let's turn this way. You know what? That does sort of leave that exposed, though. Yeah, let's just do a full block there. All right, but then we can come in one. Right, and that'll help us from hitting those containers with too much stuff. Oops. And then we'll do the same thing here. So what do? We come over 3. Up 1. Ooh, almost jumped right off the ship again. Right, and we want to come right back by this battery. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. Right. Need steel plate. All right, but that's, you know, you can see where we're getting at here, and then we'll probably want to come across the back here as well, because we're definitely going to tend to back into stuff more than anything else. If you've never played the game, you'll quickly see what I mean. Let's get, I don't know, 150 of those. And is everything else welded up? Oop. Right, and I think, like I said, I think I want to... can I get it? Come on, let me get it without falling off. Come on. Right, so that should protect most of the top. You know what, and I could probably do this just in case we bump something this way. All right, so let's go down, turn this off, and see if we can't take a look. Yeah, that's, I think, reasonably okay. Let's take a look at the back. Yeah, we certainly could poke something into here, couldn't we? We definitely don't want to put anything in front of those. So that we, as a matter of fact, no, we should be good. Doesn't matter if the things are internal, in a sense. Yeah, so I think we're going to come out like this. Alright, so we'll have one here. Yeah, come over one. Alright, is that what we did on this side? Yep. Right, and that'll protect us from backing into things that way. And then for now, what I'd like to do is... well, do we need 2 lights? Why don't we just put one, like, right here? And it looks like I missed a block, didn't I? Right. This one's not attached. I think it would look better. How about over here? No, we didn't attach this part, this column right there. Right. And then let's do the same thing over here. Keep it all symmetrical. Something's different. Okay, we didn't have one right here. Right, and if we wanted to make it look prettier, we certainly could. Yeah, I can't, it's going to be tough to get anything right here. Then I have another little problem of sorts. But let me go ahead and pause the video and then weld all this up, and then I think you guys can see it better. But I think we're pretty close to ready. Yeah, I'll get those, I'll just get everything welded up, and I'll just, let me keep the video somewhat short. All right, see you guys in a second. Alrighty, the ship is welded up. I'm not overly happy with how exposed this kind of looks, but at least we're, a little bit protected. We might have to be kind of careful of poking things on the side. Now, you don't tend to. Like I said, the big thing, you dig a hole in, you really tend to bang the heck out of the back here, but we're going to see. So there's something else that I want to do here, and it is, let me come over to 3, I guess, and we're going to go to G, and I want to do conveyor cargo blocks. And I did weld up the spotlights and the drill. I don't think we need those anymore, but we're going to have a small conveyor sorter, and then some of these small conveyor tubes. Well, we already have those on the thing. And an ejector. Where is ejector? There it is. All right, so what the sorter does is it'll filter out the things you want to drop. Now, we got to be careful of these engines, right? So, and the ejector will throw it out into space. So what I want to do, I don't know if this is going to work or not. Yeah, see, this is, you know what can I do? Let's rotate it this way, I think. Unable to place it. Okay, so let's go, you know what, I kind of did this wrong. All right, so we're going to do a 7. So we're going to need to turn this guy down, and then can we do, it's getting too darn close to the, oh, I know what we can do. I wonder, the other thing I never know is which is the slow point. I should do an experiment at some point or look it up. All right, why don't we do this? So we're going to do 7, and we're going to turn it towards the back. All right, and then we could do the sorter here, and then have all this stuff spit out towards the back, right? So let's do the opposite. Right, so that means we need to get rid of that block. And we need to get rid of this one. Is that a problem? No, looks like we're still pretty solid there, right? And then we can get in, this is where I did this wrong. And by the way, like, more than one is kind of a good thing. Like, oops. All right, let's. All right, and there is a directional arrow as to which direction it sorts, so you need to make sure you get that. All right, and then we'll dry this off. Yeah, I guess that's okay, right? Can we put one in? Well, we don't really need it. Let's keep it light. I just want to, one of the things about all of this is I want to get it to where we're, we're just flying. Like, let's make sure it works. So this should be okay to put right there. And then this would be okay if we took away. Right, so do we have the stuff? No, we need some small steel tubes and some computers. Make sure that's all we need. Yep. And construction components. Oh no, we have those. Why did that one turn red? I'll just put everything in there that we... What was red on this one? Nothing? No, it's 100%. Why is that red over there? See the construction components is red? I don't know. Small steel tubes and computers. 30. I think we only need a couple computers, but 10. So what this will allow us to do is sort out and throw out some stone. All right, we could set this to, well, we can throw out whatever we want, but no, not enough computers. Try 20 this time. What else do we need? I think we got enough smalls. Oh, I ran off the wrong way. I missed. All right, we could even do a third one. Right, get everything in that. Yeah, we're good on this side. All right, so those two will spit stuff out right into this spot, and then it should fall down. Now, the other one we have is like right in here. Yeah, we're getting a little thin. That should be okay. I don't think it'll... I think it'll just drop plunk, plunk, right? So we'll have two throwing stone out when we don't want all the excess stone, which is sort of a problem because you fill up real quickly with the stone, and then it sort of takes it a while to poop it all back out. And then this block right here is more or less just like a target for me, right? I know when I'm coming up and I'm pointing right at that block that I'm close to this. So I actually want to kind of come in like above this, but center the ship up on this more or less right here, so that I know I'm right over the thing and it's about the right distance. If I hit that, it means I'm probably going to hit the bottom there. Now, one last thing I want to do. And yeah, let's just go into G. And I do want to put on a little bit of landing gear. Where is... Mostly because the landing gear helps protect the ship from like banging on the bottom, right? Because it sticks down a little lower. I want to put it right on the edge. Right, like there and there. So this will protect, you know, our connector there. Right, and it also helps you just, I mean, if you land, it doesn't really make too much difference in, I think this is where I put the other one, right? I don't want it sticking, no, let's make sure it's not in the flame. Yeah, let's stick it on the very end there. And I need to move this one. Six. All right, I don't want to get burned up. So it also helps if you're on an actual spaceship. Like, it's not so important. It's not so important on the ground because things don't move. But even then, you're kind of better off with them. But we can lock the landing gear to a spaceship if it ever got into space. Construction components. I don't know, just give me 100, and I think we might take a few more steel plates. 50. All right, I think that's everything we need. Let's see. All right, good. So that, you know, again, mostly will protect the bottom of the ship, you know, that connector in particular. But they're a little bit more durable than these blocks too, so if you tend to hit the bottom. And again, if we decide to land over here, we should be in good shape. I don't know what I was doing. Oh, this is our lights, right? Yeah, I put that up there for lights. So we can get rid of that now. I think we're done with the lights over here. All right, and then I think I want to get rid of this one just for safety's sake. We shouldn't. Oops. Where'd that light go? We should have ground it off first. Well, whatever. It's only 2 components. But there we go. So there's our ship. And I don't want to say it's ready to go because we need to set up. I did come in the break. And by the way, I built this little ramp so we don't have to hover up to get in it each time. And then if we come over here, I started to make some groups, right, like I did before with the thrusters, but one of the groups I made was reverse thrusters, which are the motors that are facing forward, so we can turn those off and then, like, it won't slow us down if our dampers are on. Our dampers will always try to bring us back to 0, but if we turn off the front ones, we should be able to, like, more efficiently go in a straight line. And then I've got one for the lights, just so we can, you know, not waste electricity, turn those on and off. The drills, obviously we want to turn them on and off. And then there's, when it comes to setting up the hotkeys, we'll also set up the connector. But I want to set up these ejectors. Let's go down here to sorter, right? And I'm going to call this ejector sorter, just so they all appear in the same row, right? And then we'll do this one. All right, now when I rename them, they don't go in the right order, but if I put them here, now it resorts them if you close them. So I want to I want to be able to turn all of these blocks on and off, so I'll come up here. Oops. Ejectors. Right, and then let's go to the ejector sorter. Can I do these two at a time? No. So what we want to do is on this ejector, come down here, we want a whitelist, right? Like blacklist would prevent things, whitelist, probably familiar with other games. And then we want to come down here to stone, right? And then hit add. And then here, so if there's any stone in our inventory, it will throw it out. So whitelist, stone, add. All right, let's double check this one. Now, what we should be able to do is let's turn off all of this because we don't need it on. Right, off, 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 off. So it won't try to turn anything off until we do that. Now, we do have the ejectors group. Good. Drills, lights, reverse thrusters. What else do we need to turn on and off in a group? I don't think too much. We'll generally just leave the batteries on, you know, absorbing power. We don't need to turn off all our gyroscopes. I do want to come in here and rename this cargo container mining ship, right? So if I come up to, like, you know, I know they're color coded, but it doesn't hurt me to know that, like, this we could even rename, you know, oops, base, right? So that we just sort of know at a quick glance which one we're dealing with. Sometimes it gets a little confusing. Yeah, nothing, or detectors. There's the lights are on their own group. There's all our thrusters. All the other stuff is on there. Yeah, so let's set up some hotkeys now. So I have this one, but let's start out with the groups. And didn't I make one for landing gear? Let's come into the control panel. Yeah, that's, you know what, we didn't do the landing gear. Just put it on. That's the kind of thing I would have done, right? So we're going to do, now we're not going to use this too much, maybe never, landing gear. All right, so now escape, go back to G, groups. Oh, why didn't it, oh, did I not hit save? Knucklehead. Yeah, I guess I didn't. Try this again. Right. There we go. So I'd like to put the landing gear in the first one, just because, I don't know, I feel like it's something that we need to do. And then all blocks, I want to get the connector, right? Now the problem is, why am I showing two connectors here? And which one is our connector, right? I don't want to have the base connector. Let's go back. Okay. Connector MS, right? Mining ship. Connector base. And it's not a bad idea to name these before you get too much stuff, right? Like if I name that can, like, you know, because it can get really confusing. Oop. All right, so now let's come back in here. Oh, not that one. G. There we go. Connector mining ship, right? So this is how we'll lock and unlock. So switch lock. We'll leave it powered on. You know what? I actually don't want to toggle this on and off. I want to switch the lock, right? So unlocked, because it's not touching anything. So if we touch down, we want to switch that to lock. It's fine to leave those powered up. I don't think they pull in any power. And then the next thing can I just move this over? Let's take, the next thing I want to do is put in, well, actually probably the drills. Now, let's keep it all together. So this is landing gear, ejectors, thrusters. All right, so we'll want to be able to turn those on really before we unlock. So we'll hit 3, and then we'll hit 2 to unlock, and then we should be able to fly around. And then the reverse thrusters, I like to put a little bit further away. Let's put them on 7. Right, so as we're going along, like once we're up flying, we'll hit 7, and that will turn off those front thrusters. And then we got the connector already. We got the lights. Let's put the lights on 4. Right, and that'll just turn the lights on and off. We got the landing gear. Let's put the ejectors on 5. All right, let's put them on 6. And then we'll... Oh, why didn't it... I don't think it likes that because there's 2 different kinds of blocks. All right, so we're going to toggle on and off the drills. Yeah, let's go take a look at that group real quick. It should be able to toggle them on and off, I would think. Oh, unless oh yeah, you know what? Look, I got the cockpit in there. Did you see that? So I do that. Like, yeah. So let's save that now. That should be okay. I was going to say I should. You can turn. You can't do any. You can only do the common functionality, right? So like, because one's a sorter and the other is an ejector, you can't. You can only change the things that they all can do, but they can all turn on and off. So we should be kind of good to go with that. All right. So now let's just test some things. 4. Yep, our lights are off. 3. Motor should be on. Let's jump out. Not jump out, but let's use some alt and just we can't really see from here, can we? All right, but let's do this. Let's jump back in V, and then we're gonna turn those back off. We're locked. I don't want to unlock that until we're ready. Let's make sure the drills all work. Yep, they're all turning. And then the reverse thrusters. We don't need to mess with that right now. And then the sorter. Well, we'll just have to test that once we get somewhere. All right, so I think we're ready to go. Let's just come in here and make sure like all our batteries are on. Yep, on. We'll have to get an idea. Depleted. Yep, we're fully charged right now. The beacon. Let's turn that back on. And then I want to call this beacon MS. Right? And so hopefully that'll show up that way. Broadcast radius is fine. Cockpit is on. Antenna is on. What would be the other thing? Injectors, gyroscopes should all be on, right? I don't think I ever turned them off. Landing gears, controllable. Ore detector on. We could put the ore detector where we could turn it off with a button there, but I'm not too worried about how much power it draws at this point. All right, well, let's see what happens if we do our official, semi-official maiden flight, right? So let's unlock. Well, there we go. That, so far, so good. Back out of the way. All right, well, we can turn. Let's make sure we can go. Yep, it's a little slow going the different directions, right? You know, let's right ourselves. So now what we need to do is go look for some ice more than anything else. Now the atmospheric thrusters, the higher up you go, the worse they work, right? Now you'll notice I do have that detector mod in here so we can see things from further away, which to me, yeah, I mean, I can see why they have it as a shorter distance. Now, yeah, we still have plenty of time. We're in good shape. I think those batteries will be enough, but we do have to keep an eye on it until we get more familiar. Now, if you turn the ship not on an even plane, it'll tilt. So keep that in mind. But I see some stuff over here. Now notice we'll slow down every time there's nickel. We don't need any more nickel. Silicon, we need some silicon potentially. So what I'll do is magnesium. Just make sure that's all that's in this range, and that it just makes it a little easier. Like, you would have to be really flying close a lot of times, but I'm going to hit K, GPS, and what I try to do is new from current position and put them in alphabetical order, right? MG, N-I-S-I. And not to be confused with silver, which I'm going to put in AG, which is the periodic table for silver. So this way we know we've already checked that, and then there's our base over here, right? Make sure you have a signal before you get lost. And we're just going to go around. I'm going to look for those kind of things. And ice, because we need the hovering, and then, you know, that magnesium we could use, but I'd really like to get some ice before too much time has passed. And just be careful that you don't flip yourself over. Oh, there's some more stuff down here on the side of this hill. You guys can see that. So there's discolorations. Iron. Nickel. Cobalt. Kind of have all of that stuff already, right? But we'll come down here and yeah, don't flip yourself over. And be careful when you're full, because yeah, you can definitely flip yourself over. that's going to end your day. Sense. All right, so let's do new from current position. Oops. FE. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do CO, right? Cobalt comes first. FE. And then, what was the other one? Nickel. All right, anything else down this way? It looks like there's stuff up here. And watch what happens if I turn 7 on. We won't slow down, right? And that'll save us some power as we... Now, the other thing is the game is kind of accurate for... Like, we're going to slow down because we're going up, right? If you go down, you're going to speed up. So keep that in mind as well. But then be careful that you don't go slamming into the ground because you turned your front thrusters off. Right. Gold. Okay, that's real good to get. So this is gold, cobalt, and iron. And again, having that detector range thing is nice because we don't have to get so close to everything. Alright, so let's do another one. Gold, cobalt, and iron. There might be other things over here, but if we figure out another one, we can always edit this. Like if we're flying further. And so CO. I forget what GD? Is that the... I don't know, AG or something. AU. Okay, you know what? We're just going to write gold. And then we're going to write FE. Alright, so we might fly up here and find something else is there. Now sometimes if you're going to do a lot of exploring, it's not a bad idea to identify maybe like the distance from the base. Right, so we'd like to get gold, but we really don't need that for... Let's write ourselves. Now there's a little symbol. We're going full speed. There is a limit, maximum speed in the game of 100. But we're doing pretty well, right? Oh, we got another... something over here. I kind of like the fact we're on this cliff. It'll probably actually make it easier to get this miner in there. Got over here. We really need... So this is more iron, cobalt. Iron, cobalt, something else. Gold. Yep. So let's do... Just mark them all so I know I was already there, so we don't keep going back to the same ones. All right, well, let me fly around. I don't know how exciting this is, but hey, we're making it, right? And then I'll show you us landing and unknown signal. Where's the one we just did? River one. So CO, and I just like to name them all the same if they're the same, so that they're. But then like this one, we might like figure out how far we are from the base. Right, we're 1 kilometer basically, so we could like name this one here. I think it was this one. I don't know. 1 km, right? Oops, that's LM. Right, so we know which one it is, or at least stand a chance of knowing which one it is. So like I said, let me fly around and keep looking for more deposits of stuff, but I definitely need to find some ice here before too long. Okay, I found some ice, magnesium, and silicone, all in the same area. I'm going to switch to the outside view to kind of get an idea. It's a little hard to see in these here mountains, right? Let's go back a little bit. Let's look up. Let's tilt the other way. All right, so that's, we're pretty much looking straight ahead. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of ice. Just trying to get an idea of where some of this stuff is, right? So it looks like it's all along this hill. Right, I'd like to try to hit all three. Right, so silicone definitely seems to be at the top. Ice seems to be running, like as we go up and down, seems to be running the whole way. So I'm thinking maybe right about here is a good place to go in. Maybe we go, not X. Let's see, let's go down a little bit, right? Don't hit anything, it's hard to see below us. Alright, we want to get, let's go a little closer. I'm thinking like right in this ballpark might be good by that tree. And like I said, it's actually a little easier on the side of this hill because we can kind of fly in straight. Let's go a little bit closer to where it says magnesium. I think we'll go, oops, we're tilting a little bit. Let's straighten back up and go down. If you do things real gently, you're really not going to do too much damage. It's when you get kind of rammy. Alright, and then what we can do is, what we really need to do this time is, let's come over here to our inventory, right? And if you look, we're like pretty much dead empty at this point. Let's check our batteries just because we're here. And that's good. We still have like 70% batteries. I haven't been flying around too long, but we certainly don't want to run out, right? But we're in reasonable shape for our first maiden flight. And so let's turn on our drills. All right, we're going to slowly kind of creep forward. Don't want to tilt down too much, but right now I'm pretty close to level, right? And what we really need to do is we got to make sure we have enough thrust. Right, and if you look at our weight over there, so with this ship, we should be able to, you know, look down a little bit, but we kind of want to go kind of straight in. And if you see, there's a gravity thing right there. Right, I want to just kind of keep that straight. We don't want to poke ourselves in the eye, so we're gonna have to look up. Drill, you know, everything up too. Down a bit just to make sure we're, and then the thing is, I would say, especially when you're kind of new to it all, like don't hesitate to back out and look at what you're getting yourself into, because you may not box yourself in, but you can certainly cause yourself a lot of problems. See, I kind of hit the ground now, so let's go up. Something's happening. I hit the wrong. Why am I not moving? Oh, I locked the gear. Ready to go. Yeah, that might be a problem. Let's, since we're not really going to be using the landing gear, let's come in here. I think it just auto-locked is what it did. Which is all, like the landing gear can be a bit annoying. We're just going to turn our landing gears off. I don't intend to land anytime soon, so I don't want that confusing me if nothing else. All right, so let's back out again. Just be cautious. Looks like we have plenty of power at this point, right? Oh. I hit the wrong button. Okay, hopefully we didn't do too much damage. Oh, shit. We're turning the wrong way. Crap. Okay, so let's think about this. If I do down, right, and then there we go. And then down. There we go. Okay. Okay. The dampers are on. We have recovered. Whew. By the way, remember I put those, like I've heard people say, oh, you don't need the down thrusters. That down thruster might have been the difference in us getting out of here or not. Do not hit 3 again, please. Oh gosh. Alright, so let's turn 5 back on. I may even move that. I don't know what made me hit 3. In any event, be careful. Wasn't I just saying that? We're gonna have to end up tilting up. Just kind of stay. Are we full? Let's take a look, because we have to get used to the weight of this thing. Let's come in here. And I guess it doesn't help that I'm carrying all that stuff, but no, we're not full yet. We still got a fair amount more to go. So, all right. I kind of want to come in. Let's, sort of straight. That's a bad sign. You see how when I tilted back, I just kept going? It means we don't have enough backwards thrust to lift us. So we have to watch how far we tilt back, which means we may want to put another motor or 2 back there. But again, just be very cautious. Let's see if we're full now. I don't mind if we're too full because we just have this stone on us. Right. Yeah, it looks like we're pretty much got a little bit more to go in the drill, but so now what we want to do is let's see if our ejectors work. Right, so let's do V. Not that. Oh, we took off a landing gear. Yeah, our ejector doesn't seem to be ejecting anything. Let's take a look at it. So the ejectors are on. Throw out. Right. The other one doesn't seem to be working. Okay. Okay. Alright, so why is this one? Oh, I thought I... There we go. See, so now we're throwing out the stone that we don't want. So this would extend how long we can actually go in here and dig, right? We could sit here just doing this now. Just because this is our maiden flight, I want to go put that landing gear back on. Let's go back in. I think I want to put a few more. I think I want to put another reverse thruster or 2 on. Just because. So that, and we actually might as well bring the stone back with us. Let me turn those off as 6. Alright. Come back in. Just want to take out a little bit more. Nervous about hitting the top of the ship too much. Especially on the entrance. You know, it's kind of nice to get a nice big entrance. So let's turn those off 5. Yeah, I want to change those motors to be something a little less easy to turn off. Alright, so we're just going to try to stay nice and level, not do anything drastic. 2 own signals, starter base. And then we can turn off 7, right? Let's get up in the air a little bit more. Yeah. So this way we can just glide there. We'll repair the damage and call this a successful mining mission, right? I don't know if we completely filled up after dropping that extra stone, but we'll bring some stone back, which will get us more iron and nickel. And and in the future, what I'll do is you can just sit there and keep digging in, but I sort of wanted to go recharge my batteries, see how long they lasted drilling. Before we really got into drilling, I looked at how much we had left. So let's down to 500. We're going to come in above it. Let's start slowing down. And that's another thing, get an idea how long it takes you to slow down your ship. All right, let's kind of level out. Move over a little bit. Probably drop down at the same time. Just be careful, especially till you get a feel for. Right. And then the other thing we could do is I'm going to note the height, which I didn't really do before. All right, we're at 42. Line straight up on that. 24. All right, probably close enough. So I'm going to go to V, use Alt, spin around. Let's go forward a little bit more. I can see that down at the very bottom. Then we'll do some C, down. Let's go forward a bit. Now we should be lined up left and right, right? There we go. So let's hit 2, and then we can hit 3, and that'll turn that off. And then we should be pretty good to go. Now I'm just going to turn this back to the back view. And we're going to come to K. We're going to look at our inventory. And it should start auto sucking everything out of there if I don't change anything. Without the basic refinery assembler. There you go. Look, our refinery's getting iron in there. Now, where is our... I guess I went right past it. Yeah, there you go. Large cargo container. See, so we don't have to do anything, and it's just sucking us out. Let's go look at the battery real quick. Yep, so we got down to half, so that's good. That means we got, it's going to be 31 minutes before it's fully recharged at this rate, but at this point we're using a lot of power for some reason too. So that could be because the base, it really treats the vehicle like it's part of the base at this point. So that it could be sending that power back out to run that refinery. So when the refinery shuts off this way, and you can try to fiddle with it and automate it, but it's really kind of difficult. So in the near future, this should go up once that refinery gets done refining. All right, let's hop out. And it should put us, right on our little landing platform here. And then we need to go and fix this gear. But hey, look, the gear kind of saved us, right? If we didn't have that on there. Do we have the stuff? Yep. Did we do any more damage? Not too bad. All right, but I'll go repair it up, and then I'll go... Yeah, no damage there. I mean, you can see a lot of times if things got damaged, too. They will look damaged. But yeah, not too bad. Well, we rolled her. And we survived, Yeah. But there you go. That's a good case of the gear saving us. Nice. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Why is that? Oh, that's red because I have it turned off. All right, great. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. There's our little mining ship. And like I said, I'm going to go probably put another reverse thruster on back here. And we could get a few more in there, I think, right? Might even do 2 more maybe in that top hole. Here, let's do it real quick. Shift 2, 3. Yeah, I don't have it set up. G. Thrusters. All right, so let's X. We didn't actually get our, oh yeah, well that, you have those other ones right there. You know what, I'm just going to put one. right there. All right, so that'll give us at least a fifth one. And then we can talk about, I'll let you guys know how it goes. But hopefully we can get to the ice and the magnesium. The silicone I'm not too worried about because whenever we mine stone, we'll get it. But it would be nice to have. Magnesium would be nice. It's the ice we kind of need for our hovering. And then the other thing we're going to need is some gold and silver. And I did find some of that somewhere. There's one of these signals is gold and silver. I think it might be over this way. I don't know. But I will probably try to go get some gold and silver between the episodes. And if I end up flipping over, I will let you guys know. All right. Have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.